Impact segment tonight. Let's bring in Fox News media analyst Bernie Goldberg from Miami to find out what he thinks. All right, Sarah Palin, what do you think?
Well, my first reaction was when she mentioned the lamestream media, I was waiting for you to say my friend Bernie is the one who came up with that.
Yeah, she's on it.
Beyond that, I think as an overall reaction, people who watched and didn't like Sarah Palin going into the interview are not going to like her coming out of the interview, and people who were big fans going into the interview are going to be big fans coming out of the interview. The question is, what about those people that you referred to in a poll who aren't sure about how they feel about Sarah Palin?
37%.
And yeah, 37%. And I must say, and let me be very clear, I have never endorsed Sarah Palin's politics. I have never endorsed her for anything, either privately or publicly. Having said that, she came off to me as immensely likable. Now, whether or not she came off as presidential, that's another matter altogether.
Well, that's tomorrow night. I think the real heavy-duty policy stuff is tomorrow night. We wanted to get a lot of the campaign stuff on the record, which I thought was interesting. Now, in body language last night, Tanya Ryman said that the governor was a bit intimidated by me. I didn't see that. Did you hear any of that? See any of that?
No, I didn't see an ounce of that. As a matter of fact, I thought when you asked her about the Katie Couric interview, I mean, if she was going to be intimidated, that would be a good time, and I don't think she was. I'm glad that you said you booted it, and I'm glad that she manned up, if I could put it that way, and acknowledged that she booted it. A lot of the interviews that she's been doing in very friendly conservative places haven't been interviews at all. They've been love fests. They've been Valentines, and in those venues, Katie Couric comes off as the villain. Now, I think the question, what newspapers do you read, is a fairly easy question, and she should have answered it. I happen to agree with Sarah Palin when she says she thought it was condescending, in that the real question was, do you read anything? I think what she should have done is, A, answer the question, and B, she should have said, while we're on the subject, Katie, I'm just curious, what newspapers and magazines do you read? Do you read the Weekly Standard, a conservative magazine? Do you read Bill Buckley's National Review? How about the most intelligent op-ed page and editorial page in America on the Wall Street Journal? Do you read that, Katie?
To be fair to Ms. Couric, the question was designed to say, I think, to elicit where she gets her worldview from, what publications influence her. But then Ms. Palin says that this had been going on for a long time, and she just ran out of patience. All right, now, Sarah Palin then was in New York, and then she goes to Michigan to start her book tour, and she has a signing. Here's how NBC News covered her signing in Grand Rapids. Roll the tape.
The U.S. government handed out $700 billion in Wall Street bailouts, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
Did you know that Sarah Palin supported the bailout?
I don't. Where did you hear that?
She's against the stimulus, but during the campaign, she was for the bailout, as was John McCain. Does that change your view?
No, it does not.
This is a largely white, almost no minorities in this crowd, and they're here because they love Sarah Palin.
Well, they look like a white crowd to me. Let's go back to Joan Walsh. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but it is pretty monochromatic up there. Yes. Joan, no surprise in terms of the ethnic nature of the people showing up. Nothing wrong with that, but it is a fact.
So it's a white crowd. I don't know why that matters, but...
No, that's precisely the point. You know, when Chris Matthews said that he got a thrill running up his leg when he heard Obama speak, I thought that was the dumbest thing I'd ever heard on television. Then when he said, if you don't cry when you hear Barack Obama speak, you're not an American, I said, no, that's dumber. Then when he said a few days ago, is it a crime to call Al-Qaeda? Well, if you're a major in the United States Army, it might be. But now he's enthralled with race. And I'm thinking, this is a conservative woman from Alaska. This isn't Little Kim or Al Sharpton. Why would it surprise you that her followers are white? And while we're on the subject, Chris, while we're on the subject, how many black people do you think are watching your show? For that matter, how many people do you think are watching your show?
All right. Culture Warrior segment tonight, 2 media displays. The latest Newsweek cover has caused some controversies. Picture Sarah Palin in running attire which was taken for Runner's World magazine, but apparently Newsweek cribbed it, and some say it is a blatant sexist play. Here now, Culture Warriors Allison Camerata in for Margaret Hoover, and Gretchen Carlson portraying herself. All right, Carlson.
Yeah.
What do you think of the cover?
I think magazines are in dire straits right now. They do anything to sell a magazine. That's point number one. Point number two is the fact that, yes, of course, this is a sexist image of Sarah Palin.
Why?
Why? Because she's in shorts. Did you ever see her campaigning in shorts?
Well,
she would be in a business suit.
Now, I'm a barbarian, but I want to understand this. So if you put a woman politician on a cover in sporting attire, it's sexist?
Well, the thing is that women can't win. You see, she looks good in shorts, and so she can't win with that.
Why? She won because she looks good, doesn't
No, because there'll be some women that don't like the fact that she's had 5 kids and she's fit. That's
but
one
that's
point.
just jealousy. I mean, we can't.
But I'm just saying, women can't win. Then if she was heavy set, then the argument would be she doesn't look good.
Okay, but let's get back to the
shorts.
sexist deal. Why is it sexist?
Because this is not the image that Sarah Palin would probably want herself portrayed as when she's trying to run for office.
Yeah, Palin didn't like it.
So if you're considering her to be a presidential candidate for 2012.
So you think that, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, that the magazine demeans her by putting her in that position?
Yeah, I think it was more of the magazine's effort than the effect it actually had on Sarah Palin.
Okay, what do you think, Allison?
It is shamelessly sexist, and if you're wondering,
shamelessly
sexist.
Wow.
I was appalled when I saw it. Truly, when I saw it, I thought, oh, she went on the cover in shorts? What is she thinking? Until it made sense when I realized
they stole the picture.
They stole the picture. And if you're wondering how you know it's sexist, here's a simple test you can apply, Bill. Would they have done it to Joe Biden? Would you have
I hope not. I mean, that would have sounded, no, they would have had to throw those things out if they did that to Biden.
They wouldn't do it to a male vice presidential candidate. They did it to Sarah Palin.
Very good, Allison.